So obviously we've invested in some sit-stand desks. We have two of them here. We put them in front of the window so we can look out at nature, and that helps to, get us in different positions. So we could move it down if we wanted to actually sit, and move it up. Obviously, if we want to stand to do our work, put it at a height that is, you can put your arms sort of out in front of you at typing level and just type away. I also like to use it to get in some stretching. So this is me often, I'll be here working away, doing a little stretching, a little moving, just getting my body going throughout the day. So I find it's very helpful to have the sit-stand desk, but it's certainly not, the be-all, end-all. We move all over the place, sitting on chairs in different ways. We're on the floor. We're doing all kinds of things to just move throughout the day and keep the blood flowing. So this might be me. I might be on the floor, just in a straddle, and I can type from here, do my work, look things up, find lots of different ways to address the different kinds of work that I have to do. So again, if I'm working on my phone and it's going to take me a while, then I can lay down on the floor. I can, do all kinds of things to move my body while I'm doing that kind of work. And Teddy likes to sit on my lap when I am on the floor. So just moving around, maybe I'm here, I might be stretching, watching something. And you might say, well, you don't get as much work done, but actually I do get a lot of work done, and my brain works better when I'm moving. So I find that is not an issue. Maybe I'm here, crouched in front of a chair. One thing that I like to work on when I'm working, and that most people forget about, is to work your toes. So you see that we are often barefoot at home. We're barefoot at the gym. I did a video on wearing barefoot shoes and the importance of that. But it's just something that's little that you don't really think of when you're doing your workouts. In a position like this, I'm up on my toes, and I might just bring my knees down a few times and really stretch out the toes, or even be in a position like this. So you are putting weight on the toes, and this is really tough. If you haven't done this before, this is a hard one. So I like to do this one, at least once a day. I kind of get myself in a position like this and just stretch out those toes as I'm doing my work on my computer. So another thing I would do is, if I say I have something that I need to do on my computer that doesn't involve any typing or anything like that, maybe I'm reviewing some sort of video or looking things up, and I can sit for, any longer than 2, 3, 5 minutes. Maybe it's something a little longer that I can just put on and watch. Then I will, again, just use my mat, set my computer up on a chair, something at a good height for me to look at it, and then just get into some kind of stretch pose, or I might just be doing some mobility work, moving around just a little bit on my mat, but I can still pay attention to what I'm watching. And it's a great way to, just get in a few extra minutes of movement. Another thing I want to talk about is just sort of the benefit of fidgeting. Again, it's something that I think most of us don't even think about. But if you are used to moving a lot, when you're sitting for extended periods, you are going to be uncomfortable. Like your body's just going to want to do stuff. And you might find yourself fidgeting in your chair. Sometimes this is me. I'm working, I'm here doing this, then I'm off my chair and I'm just stretching to one side. I might just twist in my chair, to give a little stretch throughout the day, kind of bending my toes, working my fingers, just rolling my wrists around. There's all kinds of things that I find myself doing, and that are good to do if you have to do, hours of work at a computer. So you just want to try to move as much as you can And the little tiny bits, like just even moving yourself on the chair, bringing one leg up like this, just leaning back, stretching up to the ceiling, rolling your shoulders. You're just here in your chair. You're rolling your shoulders back and forward. If you think to yourself, fidgeting is good, I want to fidget, then, maybe you will actively try to do that more. So I do try to get outside as much as possible. If I have some work to do on my phone, like if I'm editing TikToks or Instagram posts, I'll do it outside and I'll just get myself in a stretch position. And I can easily work from here. It's kind of a mindless way to actually do stretches because you sort of forget about what you're doing. And I can hold this stretch for 2 minutes and the time just seems to whip by. So I find this is sort of a good way to get those stretches in. And then just being outside is always a mental boost, getting a little sunshine when you can. Another reason why, the clothes you wear are really important. You wear things that you can move in all the time, but that's another video. We'll talk about that. Another way that I try to get more movement in is to use my transition periods between things that I'm doing as time where I might try to focus on an exercise or something. So say I'm going from outside to back inside and I just want to, work on sort of a lunge or something like that. I use the spaces around me to help me do those movements. So I might just, do a quick stretch for my hip flexors on the way into the house. But I always have it in my mind that I'm, trying to get in more movement. And honestly, once you start moving all the time, you can't not do it. It's just, it feels weird if you don't try to move. So that's another quick strategy. Just like in the in-between times when you might be going from here to there doing something else, do a few squats, stretch a little bit, just move your body around. It just helps you to work better in the end.